overwhelming also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And how do we find an entry point into that for I think is really important. I did want to mention too the democracy, speaking of overwhelming, the democracy database that we've been developing, which I think we'll have a resource library for the conference that will be similar to this. And I'm pulling it up right now because I want you guys to see it. And I keep on adding stuff to it as I find it. But I think part of my interest is curating and disseminating information to others. And I use a tool called Notion to do this. And I bookmark articles and things that might, and whatever I find into this database, and I'll show you what it looks like. It's also a way for me to figure out who are some good potential partners that we could reach out to. So this is the database. It's always available to anyone. When you go to the first page, you're going to see a brick with each resource in here. There are thousands of things in here. It's searchable. If you click on one of the things, it will show you the name of the resource. It will give you a description, the link to the website, and perhaps some other information that's been grabbed from the website. And for instance, this particular thing, there's a group at Harvard called the Ash Center, which is focused on democracy and governance. And they different subgroups at that center publish reading lists of books that they thought were useful to people. So I posted them here for people to look at. So if I see anything that I think is really interesting, here's a podcast I came across. There are a lot of teaching materials here for educators too. So they're here, but you can also submit a resource if you want to add it to this. There's a form for it. And then you can also look at this in terms of a kind of a spreadsheet, or you can look at things organized by type, by books, by curriculum, by region. And I keep on developing this, and so we'll see, like, here are the recent additions. These are the most recent things I've added. But the whole database is open to people, and you can submit something if you want to. The link is in the chat, and I also will send it in the follow-up email. I think it's pretty good, Eileen. I'm trying to be as I tend to be an overwhelming person, and I have lots of bookmarks and I save things, but I don't necessarily always go back to them. And in this format, it's a standing resource that we can search and add to and delete if we need to. But I think half the battle for people is knowing that where to find things and to find current items as well. Joyce, you have
Oh,
some
just
comment you want to add?
yeah, just to double click on that because we were talking before about you feel sometimes overwhelmed. There's so much out there, and you feel like you're only one voice and you're all alone. Sometimes you also feel like you don't know all of the facts, and if you speak, and then all of a sudden that gets countered, where do you go to get the real information? This database is a really great spot for one-stop shopping kind of a thing where you can come on in and inform yourself so that you can prepare to have that awkward discussion with whomever, right? Or maybe just to enlighten other people, right? Those are those aha moments. And every time I sift through this, I do admit when I get into this database, I all of a sudden I look up an hour later and I say, oh,
Yeah,
because
there's a
there's
lot in
been
here.
here. So I put the alarm now. Honestly, it's just helping you be informed with facts, and we can all contribute to it and therefore grow our knowledge together.